It's an exciting career. I don't know that many people think when they are, starting out, in life that they're going to become real estate agents. So for many people, it's a exciting second career. Maybe people are re-entering the workforce or have tired of the 9 to 5 grind and can enjoy the fact that they can set their own schedules for the most part, and the limited, I should say, the earnings are unlimited. Um, we're lucky here at McColly because not only are you part of the largest brokerage in Northwest Indiana and Chicago Southland, and we're growing there every day out in Illinois as well, but we're part of the leading real estate companies of the world, and that is a phenomenal organization. We are a brokerage that subscribes to a database first education and coaching philosophy, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We follow the Ninja program. For those of you who have been with us and who have attended Ninja, it's a great class. It's simple. It's not sales pitchy. It's just really truly working your database. And while some of the things that I'm going to say today may sound a little bit just common sense, or maybe thinking there's not that much technology to what I'm going to be talking about today, it really is the core of your business. Without a database, you'll repeat your rookie year. You might have a fantastic rookie year, but you don't want to repeat it. You want to grow from your rookie year and to continue to grow your database, and it will make your business so much easier. I would say your first 2 years are your hardest 2 years because that's going to be the time that you're really working on learning everything about the industry, learning the different contracts and going through a lot of things, obviously for the first time, but you're also going to be building that database. And without that database, it's going to be very difficult to really flourish in this industry. Again, we have the best of both worlds at McColly because we are run independently by Ron McColly, and the decisions are made here locally, which is great because we really understand our market here. But we have the opportunity to network with leading real estate companies of the world, brokers all across the United States and around the world. So the relocation business has been really phenomenal with this network. And we have a great closing ratio with the relocation business. We're closing at above 58%, which is really unheard of in our industry. And that's because I believe that we're working with very professional agents like yourself who take this as a career and not a hobby. And so that relocation business has really skyrocketed with the help of Drew Ranich, our relocation director. He's done a phenomenal job for us. And if you don't know Drew, make some time to get to know him and maybe understand the relocation service a little bit more. So with that, we're going to start. Again, Fast Start is really, the purpose of it is to enable your accelerated agent growth using the Ninja and McColly principles. We're going to work on developing agent business, and that's going to be using the tools, which we'll move along pretty quickly today because Heather will get on there and give you some practical tips as well with some of the tools that we have. And we're going to teach you today about how important it is to foster your sphere development and maintain that sphere, and that will help you improve your business practices. So day one again today is just, again, I wanted to explain a little bit about McColly Companies, and we're going to talk about, goal setting. I'm very goal oriented. I actually, 25 years ago, when I was sitting in a course similar to this, thought I wanted to be the general manager one day, and here I am. It took me 25 years, so I'm a bit of a slow on that, but I got there eventually. So again, with our company, there's so many places to grow, and that's another benefit of McColly Real Estate. It's important that you know our mission, and everybody should have a copy of the mission statement. And it really is the mission of McColly Real Estate to create the long-term relationships and trust with our customers and our clients. And we believe you guys are our clients. We're always here to help you. We're a full-service real estate company, not only for your clients, but for you. We try to do as much as we can to assist you so you guys can do what's best for you to grow your business. Our operating principles, you can take a look at that. There's 10 of them, kind of like the 10 commandments. Ron created these 10 principles, or policies, I should say. And the first one is really, really important. Again, it's working on your business list. And Ron used to have on the back of his card that his business success depends largely on meeting new people and maintaining contact. And that is so very true. If you don't maintain contact and stay in the flow with your database, it's going to be very difficult to be successful in the business. So you could read through those operating policies on your own time there. But they are important, and then I take a look at it. And maybe keep that mission statement on your desk and frame it and stick it on your desk. A lot of agents do that. So it's a nice way to start the day. So in introduction to Ninja, you guys should be following along. It should be about page 5 for you, is goal setting. Again, goal setting and harnessing your sphere. There are 4 principles to Ninja. Number 1 is to stop selling, okay? No one wants to be sold. I hate to go into a store where someone is constantly on my tail trying to sell me something. I would like someone to create value for me. Now, if somebody can help me, that's a different story. So stop selling, okay? For me, my job is to help grow our company with fantastic agents, whether new from our school, with people we think are going to bring a lot of value that we can work with, or from other companies. And I hope that when people meet me for the first time and I may be doing a presentation for them, they understand that I'm not trying to sell them on McColly Real Estate. I'm trying to create a value for them. And if they find that we can help them with their career, then they come on and join us. And that's going to be the same thing with you guys. So I do the same thing every day that we're looking for you guys to do. It's just that I'm looking to grow the company and you're looking to grow your business. The business strategy of Ninja is to focus primarily on people who know you. It's kind of like what I do as well. I mean, I have the people that don't know me from the school, but then I have people that might know me just from the industry. And again, that's the best business because they know you and maybe they already like you, and it's going to make your business a lot easier. You're going to hear us talk a lot about throughout these next couple of days about working with people that know, like, and trust you. Those are going to be your best advocates. They want you to be successful. You need to be consumer centric, just like we need to be agent centric, and we're all here to assist you. Remember, it's about your clients, and like we remember, it's about you. So again, you're there for your clients, and you're going to find as you get in the business, and those of you who have been in the business know that sometimes, we always say that you do make your own schedule, and that is to an extent, but there are going to be times that you have to go out because it may be snowing. And I can remember going through houses with no electricity, showing, foreclosed homes in the middle of a snowstorm, freezing to death. But that's what worked out best for my client. And that's what we are. We're customer centric. We do what is needed for them and try to assist them the best that we can. And our personal mastery is, again, when you get better, your business gets better. So hopefully, as I keep doing these presentations, I'll get better. And so maybe my presentations will get me better. So again, everything that you guys are doing, we're doing here too, just, looking at agents instead of clients. So how do you increase your income per hour? You need to focus on the vital few things that are going to bring 80% of the results, doing 20% of the activities that would bring 80% of the results. So in other words, standing on a street corner, waving or holding a sign with your name on it, McColly Real Estate, is probably not going to bring you the best results. But sitting in an open house and talking to people when they come in and bringing them value would probably be a better activity. I know that when I got started, open houses and floor duty were good for me. I felt that open houses were the best for me because I think on a one-on-one, I do well with people, and I think they can see my sincerity. So I would suggest getting into those open houses and keeping track of who's coming in and start working on a database. Now, your database is going to start with the people that know you, and that's why when you start with our company, we ask you to put a list together, and we'll get postcards done for you announcing you in the business. And those postcards are going to go out to people that already know you and like you and hopefully trust you. It's quite frankly how I got my first piece of business was from the postcards. When I sent them out, I received an inquiry from a friend from high school. I sent it to the mother's home because I lost track of my friend, but she contacted me and said, hey, I have a house. I said, yes, I'll take it. Before she could even finish, I let her know that, yes, I'll take that house. I still remember it was on Toll Street in Hammond. I don't think the house is there anymore. But anyway, that was my first listing. So the cards do work. So those of you who have not got your cards out yet that are new, they are really vitally important. Know that you're in the business. And for those of you who have already been in the business for years, it wouldn't hurt to send them out again, or have recently joined our company. Please make sure that you get those out, because you're letting people know that you've started a career with McColly Real Estate, and it is a brand that everybody knows here. So you've got to find what the vital few is that's going to give you the best results. Maybe for some of you, it's going to be joining a chamber, or volunteering. Again, that's kind of double, because you're doing something for others while also letting people know that you're in the business. Wear the name tag. Okay, don't follow me. I don't have my name tag on, but wear your name tag, because one of the agents that joined us as a new agent years ago, I told her to do the same thing, and she had another job. And I said, when you leave that job, put the name tag on, and then go out and do your errands. And she did that, and she received her first transaction from a clerk at a store who recognized her name tag. Again, brand recognition is so important. So wear the name tag. People like to talk about real estate. I think that's why all the real estate shows are so successful out there. It's exciting to people. So find the few activities that's going to bring you the best results. Ninja is also about, again, not only your sphere, but the reasons why you are living. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing real estate? Is it because you're re-entering the workforce? Is it because you decided that you wanted to have unlimited income? But they've given you a life list here, and you can do this at your own time, and they might ask you about it tomorrow, so you might want to fill it out at least a few of these spots here. Is it your family? Are you trying to bring extra income in for college? Is it for your retirement? It does come up quickly. I can't believe I've been doing this for 25 years. So it does come up. Is it for that you want to take more vacations, or you want to get a fishing boat or an RV? Occupation-wise, on page 6, is it that you want to be, as a new agent, Rookie of the Year? Is that your goal? Is there just a certain income that you would like to have been able to achieve that you've never been able to achieve before? For me, it was to be the general manager one day when I was sitting out in the audience. I thought that would be really neat. Is it to give more to charities, to work more with charities? You have to find your life list, why you're doing what you're doing. What's your why every day when you get up out of bed? What's your reason to do real estate? New agents, when I would interview new agents, I would always hear the same question. What can I expect to make? And before I took Ninja, I guess I used to say, well, I guess it depends on how hard you work. Not necessarily. You could be doing a lot of work and running around and doing things that are not really bringing any value to your business. Like I said, standing on the corner holding a sign. And hey, maybe if it works for you, go right ahead. But you've got to do, again, the activities that are going to bring you the best value for your time. And your financial goal is tied to really the amount of people in your database, is what I have found. So it's not just working harder, it's working smarter and working that database. So what I would tell an agent would be, if you wanted to make, say, $50,000, divide that by 1,000. And that is the number of households you'll need in your database to achieve. Again, it's a rule of thumb, but it should achieve somewhere in that amount of $50,000. Each household should equate to about $1,000. Now that's an aggregate. Now some households will, bring you more business. I've had households that have, done business with me through the entire family, and then I've had households that have only done one transaction with me. So it's an aggregate, but that's a good rule of thumb. That's what we learned from Ninja. So you take your amount that you would like to earn and divide it by 1,000, and that gives you the households that you should have in your database. Now, it doesn't pay to throw a bunch of names into your what you're calling a database, because that's just basically a contact or mailing list, and that's not people that really know, like, and trust you. You really need to sit down now, and maybe it's a good time with what's going on in the world, and you might have a little bit of extra time because you're not able to go out and do a lot of activities, but putting a list together, plus it's holiday time, of who you might want to contact over the holidays or do a wellness check. Those might be people you'd like to start with your database. Build it to the right size. Again, don't just go in there and start going through the telephone book and putting names in there, because they don't know, like, and trust you. That's what's so important. A database is truly data. Things that you know about people you can put in your database. And through our systems, you're going to be able to do that. You know, Facebook is something we didn't have when I started in real estate. And that's a nice doorway to see what people like, what sports teams, if they have pets, and things that you can take notes on to connect with your database. You want to become the realtor of choice. And the way to become the realtor of choice is to be in the flow with them. If you've noticed on Facebook, I'm sure that you have friends that you've wished happy birthdays to, and you'll see that another real estate agent has also wished them a happy birthday. Then you get a little aggravated. How the heck did that agent become friends with my friend? Well, because the average household knows 10.2 real estate agents, and that's a little further into our discussion here. But the average household, think about that, knows 10.2 real estate agents. I don't know what the point two is. Maybe that's a short agent like myself. Not sure. But anyway, you'd be surprised at how many households know other real estate agents other than yourself. So how are you the one that they choose? It's because you have to stay in the flow with them. So you want to create a database that's going to be manageable but always growing. Um, what they taught us in Ninja, that people will pay for two different things, and this is going to sound a little funny, but they'll pay for uh, solving a problem. So they'll pay for that pain to be solved, and they'll pay for pleasure. So I like to say for pleasure, like vacations and massages and things like that. But you know, you might go to an attorney to solve a problem. Maybe you had a death in the family, or unfortunately a divorce, and you'll go to an attorney to pay for that, to solve that pain. Then maybe to feel good after the divorce. I don't know, but I know that's worked for me. But you're going to pay for two things: pain and pleasure. That's what Ninja tells us, and so that's what we want to do. Is we want to be able to bring them pleasure and solve a problem for our clients. If you go on to page 7, if you are following along, it would be page 7. I hope that's what you guys have. Also, section 3 of the outline is building your database and why the database is so important. And so in our program today, we're going to talk again more about building it and using it, and of course, forming it. Why have a database? Again, as I keep saying, is because these are going to be people, hopefully, that know, like, and trust you. You want to be an on purpose, and this sounds kind of funny. It was funny when I first heard it, but you want to be an on purpose agent versus an on accident real estate agent. You don't want to be stumbling through your business and, again, constantly repeating your first and second years, because those are the hardest. So I'm not trying to scare anyone, but those are the times that you're going to reflect on that, you know, how you had to take your knocks. You know, Ron always says, go out there and do the business, and you're going to make mistakes, but get out there and do it. We're here to help you. So get out there, get in those open houses, build that database, because the survey says, the NAR survey says that less than 40% of realtors have an actual database. And those that do earn 251% more than those that don't. That's phenomenal. So why would you not have a database? Your database is truly your central nervous system. Okay, without the database, it's going to be very difficult to run this business. People that don't have one are constantly looking to chase those leads, and again, I'm not knocking anyone that's purchasing leads. You got to do what you got to do to get started, but we call that, and it's a little later on, that's the icing. When you're chasing those people that don't know you, that is the icing to your cake. Your cake is your core clients. The most valuable asset that you're going to have in this business is truly two things: your clients and your computer, to keep that database organized. Um, the ninja again mindset is those who know, like, and trust you are going to be your best advocates. There are actually 15, again in aggregate, transactions for every 100 households that know you. Think about it, 15 transactions for every 100 households that know you. So you have to start thinking, how much business is waiting for you in your database, in your sphere? So how do you become the realtor of choice? You have to be truly top of mind. Start sitting down, and there's going to be a little later on some places where you can start listing some names of people and start, kind of rating those people. But they're going to be the people that know, like, and trust you. Ron uses the example of, call your mother, practice on her. Call your friends, call your cousins, call your, talk to your neighbors. Let everyone know that you're in the business. Because they already know you, like you, and trust you, and they'll pass that word on. Get the postcards out there. How do you pick a doctor? How do you pick your hairstylist, your barber? Probably somebody that referred you. So again, get out to the people that know you and let them know you're in the business. We used to always laugh about it and say, don't be a secret agent. Let everyone know that you are in the business. People will want to help you, just as you want to refer people to your doctor or chiropractor because you think that they give good service. You feel good about it, don't you, when you refer somebody to a service person that is able to solve a problem for that person. So it's going to be the same thing with your business. Truly think of yourself as a business, as a professional, and go out there and talk to the people in your sphere and let them know that you are here to help. Stay in the flow with them. Again, Ron, Mr. McColly, he always used to tell us that you are better off instead of staying home on a cold Saturday night, going to that outing, whether it be a wedding or a baby shower. Maybe you don't really feel like going, you just want to send the gift. No, go and attend, because you're going to be around people that you all have something in common with. You're all friends of the person that's hosting that particular party. So you have something already immediately in common with them, and get into conversation. When you're going to the barber or you're going to, get a massage, you might ask, this is what I do. So I'll get a massage, not often enough, but when I do go, I'll say, so, when did you start doing this? Were you always interested in it? I start asking open questions. I start asking questions about how they got in the business. Why? Because inevitably, what are they going to do? They're going to ask me, well, what do you do? And then I can go ahead and start talking about what I do for a living. And for me, I'm looking for talent for people to join our company. So maybe if I think that they're very personable and I think that they might be a good agent, I might let them know that they might want to consider another career, or a second career with real estate. For you guys, obviously, it's to grow your business. So if you're going to give someone services, pay for services, whether it's a dry cleaner, there's nothing wrong with asking them for that business as well. Generally, people want to help you, but you got to stay in the flow. This research that you have on page 8 shows that buyers and sellers take 9.3 to 21 months to start and finish their real estate transactions. So that's from start to finish and everything in between. So that's looking, purchasing, and closing. But they take 1 to 3 days to select an agent. And their choice is quick and based primarily on what? Flow. The people that they come into contact with. They may have chosen Corey because they were, at the, baby shower with them, or they may have chosen John because they were at the gym with John, or at church with Sonia. So you have to stay in the flow with these people, so people will again think of you when they think of real estate. Flow is the frequency of interaction. You are either visible, they say in Ninja, or you're invisible. You need to build your database with people, again, that know, like, and trust you. And your best advocates are going to be the people that you really want to concentrate on. And what can you do for those people? If you guys were on the Zoom company meeting yesterday, you heard a lot about what the managers were talking about on the panel of handwriting cards. George is a big handwriting note cards to people. He sends me note cards. I like to get note cards. Everybody likes to get them. It makes you feel special, doesn't it? So what I would do is those people that a little later on, you're going to see you have a list that you can fill out of people that come to your mind. Maybe send them a Thanksgiving note. You know, Thanksgiving's a holiday that a lot of people don't get cards on. A lot of people get Christmas cards, but they don't get Thanksgiving cards. So it's not too late. Maybe send out a Thanksgiving card. You don't have to do anything crazy and wild, especially new in the business. It's going to be a little bit harder. You know, your resources are going to be a little bit maybe less than once you've got your broker administrative commission account established, you know, the account where you can use for expenses. But go and maybe, you know, get some Thanksgiving cards. Let people know that you're in the business. Throw your business card in there. Maybe send somebody a $5 Starbucks card, or send somebody those, you know, I received an Uber Eats gift from someone, and I didn't know how to use it, but I did call her and she told me how to use it. And I was pretty excited to get that. So, you know, a little something to just let people know that you're thinking about them will go a long way. And those are the people, again, those are your advocates, the people that you know that'll run across the street to help you get more business and become successful. I have a friend that I tell you would run 3 miles to try to assist me. That's just who she is, and I've been friends with her for about 40 years, and she's always out there, you know, singing my praises. So you guys all have that. So in the Ninja Flow system, they ask that you do 50 interviews a week live. Now you're thinking, how am I going to do 50 interviews a week live? Well, one, you could be doing that open house. Maybe you have 5 conversations with 5 different families. That can count as 5. It's not that hard to get to 50, okay? Might be a little harder during the pandemic. You're not going to be seeing as many people, but it's certainly possible. It could be, again, when you're in the grocery store and you're wearing the name tag, you know, you're getting into conversation. When you're talking to friends, you know, and acquaintances, asking about what we call Ford in Ninja. Ford is family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. If you could connect on a level with your contacts with one of those or a couple of those, you'll be so much more successful, and it's so much easier to do nowadays with the use of Facebook. You need to stay again in the flow. You can stay in the flow by using the systems we have in place. If you use our programs, you use Moxie Engage, and you use our systems, you're going to be able to engage with people and get, you know, your neighborhood news set up. Once you start having some listings and sales, for those of you who haven't done any yet, once you do, you can get that set up to let people know in your sphere what you've sold. You can have holiday cards. So every month there's some holiday that can go out, whether it's Thanksgiving or Halloween. That's another way to touch base with these people in your database once a month. And then, you know, get in the habit of doing some handwritten cards. In Ninja, we talk a lot about gratitudes. And every morning, Larry Kendall, the author of Ninja, does 2 note cards. And he says that while his coffee is going, his routine is he gets up, makes the coffee, has the cards sitting right there on his counter, and he writes 2 note cards to people and gets them out. It's just a habit that he has started, and it's worked out well for him. If you do that, you'll stay in the flow with people. Everybody loves to get mail, especially now with people maybe feeling a bit isolated. So really, this is a really a good time to get started in that habit. And you're going to bring them what? You're going to bring them some pleasure. Offer things that are of value. Maybe offer a market analysis. With the system, again, with what we have here with our program, it's very simple to do a market analysis really rather quickly and within a few minutes. And you could give people an idea of what is going on in their neighborhood. You can meet with people for coffee and give them an interview on or a update on the subdivision that they live in, bringing something of value. But the idea is you can't be introverted in this business. You have to be an extrovert. You have to get out there and talk to people. And that was really what was hard for me at the beginning, because I am rather shy. That's why this is kind of hard for me to do, especially when I can't get any interaction going with anyone here. I feel like I'm talking to a mirror. So anyway, again, just to recap, your annual financial goal is the dollar amount that you want to make divided by $1,000. Build your database to the right size, but to continue to grow it every year by 15%, because it's going to reduce by 15% every year. People move away because they've retired. Unfortunately, people pass away. It's part of life. That's what I've been told by my family. Dying is a part of living, but I don't like that. But it happens, and so therefore you have to grow that database every year by 15%. Become the realtor of choice. I cannot express that enough by staying in the flow. I should have done that better myself. I didn't have Ninja when I first started, and so it was very difficult. I feel I did repeat my rookie year for a couple of years. It was very difficult because we really didn't talk about it all that much. I mean, we had it in our operating policies, but I guess I didn't pay that much attention to them back then, and it was a little harder for me to get started. But my first year, I sold like 12 houses, like 12 or 13, and back then the houses were like $70,000, so I sold about $1 million worth of real estate my first year. But it was difficult because I didn't really work a sphere. I think I was out there chasing the icing. And develop your skills, and you're going to develop your skills over time. Your intention and focus, again, is to grow that database by 2 to 3 people. Just think about it. If you grow it by 2 to 3 people every week, you'll have 100 to 150 new people into your database each year. Get into conversation. Again, I know this sounds repetitive, but I cannot express it enough. Get into conversation with whoever you can about what they're doing. Ask questions again, and then people are going to inevitably. You're sitting at a party or a wedding, and you ask, "So what do you do?" They're inevitably going to ask you what you do, and make sure to bring your business cards with you. So even if you're carrying the little purse, ladies, make sure you have a big enough purse to carry that business card with you. So always carry your cards and ask for the business. On page 9, you're going to see what I was talking about, the Start Your Sphere, the list of 25 people you can add to your database. And if you read a little bit more on page, I think it's on page 8, but you'll see it, marking the people that are really your advocates for you, some of your best friends, explain to them how important this is. When you're talking to your friends and family, talk about the leading real estate companies of the world network that you are affiliated with. Let people know that you can help them anywhere. That's going to be your easiest business to get started with, quite frankly. You're going to have people that inevitably know people that are moving maybe to Florida. Maybe they're going to live there half a year. You're going to be able to assist those people. So, what I would do, what I have done is on my voicemail, it says a little bit about leading real estate companies of the world. It talks about how I can help their friends or family anywhere in the United States because of our network. It's free advertising. Everybody knows to leave their name and number, I would hope. So why not use that as some free advertising and let people know that you can assist them anywhere in the country? You'd be surprised how many people would not know that you can do that. And you can talk more again to Drew, who can help guide you through that process. It's a real simple process, and it's really a nice way to make some extra income. The marketing department also has postcards available that you can, send out to your database. That's another tool that you can send out, just letting people know that you can help them anywhere in the country. So there's all sorts of things that we have here to help you get in front of your database on a regular basis. On page 10 or section, I think 4 of the outline is, again, the FORD. So if you didn't write it down, FORD stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So there's always going to be something you can talk about with your database if you hit on one of these or 2 of these subjects. And then when you're talking to people, you have to be a good listener in this business. You have to listen for changes, for pain or pleasure that they might be having. An example would be if Chris, you had somebody that you knew was going to be getting a new job. okay, and it was going to be in the city, okay? Probably a bad example. No one's going to the city right now to work, but let's just say they're going to Chicago to work, or far out, maybe to Naperville, okay? Now, that might not be a territory you work where, again, the referral can come into place within our own company or with the help of Drew. But you're hearing pain that they're going to be having to make this drive every day, and maybe they're going to want to move closer to that. It's like being a detective in a way. They may be excited about that new position, but at some point it's going to be difficult for them to keep maybe making that commute. So that might be something that you can work with. You're listening for the pain and hopefully can bring them some pleasure by maybe offering your assistance. This is a good time to touch base with your sphere again as well. Maybe they had just bought a house, unfortunately, before you got into the business, or you missed it because you weren't in the flow with them. But if you know they just recently purchased a house, making sure they've got their exemptions filed, their homestead and their mortgage, or maybe you have a client that refinanced. Let them know that, hey, when you refinance, you got to get your mortgage exemption placed again. So that might be a good reason to make that phone call because they're going to run out of time. You know what'll happen next year? Their taxes are going to go up. Or reconnect with the people that you've sold a house to, make sure that they did go get their exemptions filed, because people seem to put that off. And again, it's a way to connect with them as well. You use the Ford to build rapport. Or I always say rapport. I'm going to blame Nathan for this if he's listening. I say rapport because the way he wrote it, rapport. So build rapport. Rapport, to get him. Anyway, build rapport with people. That's again where you can talk about the Ford, the occupation, the recreation. Maybe you see little Johnny's on the softball team, or Samantha's won the dance competition. I think that it's a lot easier today than it used to be. And pull information from Facebook. They say don't be a pusher, okay? I know that sounds kind of druggy, right? Don't be a pusher, but don't be a pusher. Pull the information from Facebook, and when you see it's someone's birthday, instead of just putting, a happy birthday on Facebook, maybe actually pick up the phone and call them, okay? Because remember, there's other real estate agents that know the same people you know, and they're probably doing what? Sending them a little happy birthday on their Facebook, right? Be that different agent and give them a call and say, I was thinking about you today and it's your birthday, or, a little birdie told me it's your birthday. So, and get into conversation with them. You might be surprised when you start building the rapport with them, where it may lead. Okay. And it's reminding them that you're in the business. Don't be one of the, 100 people that send someone a birthday message. Pick up the phone. Send a note if you see it's coming up, because we get those notifications. I'm not a big Facebooker, unfortunately. Again, I'm a little archaic with my technology skills when it comes to Facebook, but I do more pulling from it than I do pushing. You won't really see very much of me posting personal things, but I do pull from it. Also keep an eye on all you guys, make sure that you guys are all happy. So Ninja talks about, again, gratitudes is what I mentioned earlier about sending the postcards or the note cards to people. I thought it was kind of corny, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but when I took Ninja, I thought, oh, daily gratitudes, geez, what's that, And I just kept hearing it and listening to other people talk about how they do their daily gratitudes and kind of the mindset it gave them, and I started doing it. And now every morning I read something positive. And those of you who have had the pleasure of being an agent in my office when I was an office manager know that I'd always read from John Maxwell. I'd always try to give something positive at every office meeting to start your day. It's important. So, again, say your gratitudes. What are you grateful for? If anything, be grateful for your health today with so many people being ill. If your family is healthy, be grateful for that. That's huge today. Read something for growth and inspiration. Wendy Embry gave me a book that I read every morning, and it takes about 30 seconds to read the passage, but it kind of gets your mindset in the right way. Affirmation, self-talk. I'm the worst at this, okay? And Heather McColly will tell you Tracy's got trash talk in her head, but I'm probably the worst with this. But, say your affirmations, have positive talk to yourself. Again, Might be hard to do at first, but you'll be better if you do it. Um, Reflect on your life list, why you're doing this, what gets you up, and what's your why every day. And the 2 personal notes, I cannot express that enough. Again, don't you feel special when you get one? I know that I do. And I know that when I send one, I feel real good about it too, because again, you're not sending hate mail, guys, right? You're sending something that makes people feel good. And if it makes people feel good, doesn't it make you feel good? I'm the worst gift giver at the holidays. I can't wait. I don't know if anybody's like me, but when I buy a gift, I can't wait to give it because it makes me feel good. I think I get more pleasure out of it when I give the gift than if I were to actually receive one. Truly, it makes me feel good to see the happiness on someone else's face. So writing those notes is going to work double duty again for you. It's going to make you feel well as make someone else feel well. That might really need a lift right now. So finishing up on page 10, the Ninja Principle Business Strategy. Focus again, first on who? I wish you guys could all talk to me. The people that know you, right? So again, there are 15, just to recap, 15 transactions for every 100 households. So start thinking today about who that you can contact, because there is business in that database. Again, finding the vital few things that are going to bring you the best results. The conversion rates on page 11 are kind of interesting. Cold direct mail, 2,000 to 1. Okay, I'm not against it. Of course, you know, you got to find, maybe you'll have much more success at it. When I was a manager of one of the offices, I had a new agent that was great at expired listings. She would get up every day and she would look at the expireds in the MLS. So that might be something that you might have a knack for, you know, getting on there and looking at the expireds. Another little tip is there are some agents out there in other companies that, you know, are top agents of their companies, and others are always afraid to go after their business because they think, well, geez, you know, that's how I guess I used to think as well. Why would anybody list with me? They were with so-and-so from such and such company, and they're a big agent. Go after those listings, because a lot of people won't go after those because they're afraid that why would they switch when they're already with a top broker from another company? You might be surprised. Some of those top brokers out there aren't staying in the flow with their own clients while they have those listings. So you might be surprised what business you can pick up from the expired list out there on the MLS. So, but you'll find in this conversion rate that referrals are your best source. And that again are the people that are already in your database. Ask for the referral. Don't be a secret agent. Flow is the key of becoming the realtor of choice. Flow is the frequency of interaction. So there are 2 types of flow, and we mentioned it before. Live flow, which is having conversations with people, even picking up the telephone today, or auto flow, which is the postcards, the neighborhood news, things that you can do automatically. We have a program at McColly called Continuity Programs, and for those of you who have not heard of it, you know, take a look at it. You'll find it, you know, on your McColly Connect, you know, in your Converse there, and you'll see what that can do for you. It's a nice program to stay in touch automatically. For about $50, you can use your broker administrative commission. So when you have a client that might have been a really good client that you really enjoyed working with, you might want to put them on that program. And it's a certain amount of touches over 5 years. Heather and Monica could probably give you a little bit more information on that. So again, the best flow is something that solves a problem and makes people feel good. It's customized, it's personalized, and it's a combination of truly art and science. We have some fantastic agents here that do some great different things for their marketing. We have some artists in our company, and they may do some kind of artwork and design things for their clients. And of course, you need the science behind it. So that would be more of the, you know, again, the analytical side of it. Again, informing people of what's going on in their market. We've given you some ideas on pages 12 and 13 of what is the science portion and what is the art portion that can make this fun. So again, the positive feel-good quotes and postcards for the art, and the science, again, as I mentioned before, neighborhood statistics and, different types of information of their neighborhood, the average days on the market, things like that. get creative. I've heard of people sending postcards that say, it's time for your real estate checkup. Don't you get cards when your pet's due for a shot, or it's time for you to go to the dentist? Why not send a card out, have a card designed that says, it's time for your real estate checkup, and schedule a live sit down with people to talk about their real estate holdings. You're the professional, and they're going to be looking to you. So again, when it's tax time, you guys get those cards as well. So think of things that you can be creative, and certainly take a look at these two charts and see what might work for you. So the ninja routine on page 14 is the first thing is to show up, which you guys did today. So congratulations, you guys showed up today. They teach us in ninja is that in the morning hours that you should really work on adding to your sphere. Okay, so again, the sphere, the database, the note cards, work on that part of your business. And in the afternoon, work in your business. So working in your business would be, if you have business going on, work on the inspections and setting up showings for future showings that day. Maybe a market analysis for someone that you promised. Maybe if you are new and you don't have any listings or buyers yet, working on what open house you're going to do that weekend, how you're going to set up for it. So in the afternoon, you work in your business. In the morning, you work on your business. It's kind of the same thing I do here, at least I try to. Working on my business would be working on looking at, who can I interview with, students from the school or agents from other companies that I think would be great for our company to grow. So it's the same thing. Working in my business would be probably, what problems can I, solve here, behind the scenes at the corporate office. The key to working on your business is, again, your database. So the Ninja 9, there are 9 habits if you were to take Ninja, and hopefully all of you will get to take Ninja. It's really a great course. It's going to be a pretty intense course for 3 days, 3.5 days, I believe. It's been hard because of the pandemic. They've not had a lot of classes out and about, but Ninja is well worth it. You can get into your McColly educational portion of your Converse, and you can look up some Ninja courses in there through the leading real estate companies of the world. There's a section there with all sorts of learning videos and Ninja videos. So you might want to take some time and take a look at those. They're much better than what I'm doing here. I'm not a professional speaker, but there are 9 habits for success in getting and giving the business. There are 5 daily habits that take 15 to 30 minutes of your day, and 4 weekly habits that should take 2 to 4 hours a week. So it's very, very easy to do. So success habit number 1 you would hear in Ninja is to do your daily gratitudes, affirmations, and review the life list. Success habit number 2 is to show up and stay on your agenda. Time block your day. Stop opening your email when you first get up. Do you guys have a habit like I do of grabbing the phone first thing in the morning and looking to see, because we have that fear, what is it called, FOMO or something, fear of missing out or something like that. So we're always looking at social media and we're looking at, our emails. Don't do that. Don't use your phone as your alarm clock, because inevitably you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to do what? You're going to start reading emails. Maybe you have a problem come up. Oh gosh, there's an inspection issue. It's going to set you in the wrong mindset in the morning, and it's going to get you off of what? Working on your business and adding to your business. It's going to have you working in your business trying to solve a problem. I understand time is of the essence, and you will have to make that determination if something really has to be handled. I get it. But if you can kind of get in the right habits early on in your career, you'll do much better than letting someone else control your time. You're going to, so time block your day. Try not to get into a bad mood by reading a bad email. Sometimes when you take a phone call first thing in the morning, that might be a difficult one. It can set you in the wrong mindset. It can take 15 to 20 minutes out of your morning because you're going to start thinking about it and you're going to get off task. Write those handwritten notes. And what your assignment's going to be tonight is to get yourself some note cards and write two notes to to people that would be in your database. So they may ask you about that tomorrow, and they may even call on you. I'm not sure if you'll get called on to see who you could write, who you wrote your 2 letters to, your 2 notes to. Okay, so make sure you do that tonight. They'll get you in the right habit. All right. Success habit number 4 is to work on your hot list. What is your hot list? Those are people that want to buy and sell, and they know they want to buy or sell. And you could pull a lot of that information again from Facebook, okay, or other social media sources. They know they want to buy and sell with you. You know they're in the your advocate list. They may want to buy or sell within the next 90 days. So you got to think of those people and what you can do to help them. Again, contacting them, maybe setting them up on searches. You know, don't think that people that say they're not in a hurry are looky-loos. I remember being a new agent, and I had a couple walk in, a young couple, and they said that they were working with somebody, because I always used to ask, are you working with anyone? Well, we were kind of, but she called us a looky-loo. I said, a looky-loo? What's a looky-loo? And she says, I don't have time for looky-loos. Well, they weren't looky-loos. I took them very seriously, started pulling some information, found that their need was sooner than what probably the other agent from the other company thought, and they bought a house really quickly from me. So, you got to ask questions. So again, had that other agent from that other company asked some open questions, they would have found that they had a real need. They were getting married, and they were, I think, losing their apartment, things like that. So they were not so much looky-loos. But a lot of people will say, I'm just looking. But once you start getting into conversation with people, you'll find that the need might be there. Success habit number 5 is working on your warm list. Those are people, again, that may not know right now they want to buy or sell, but maybe because you pulled some information, you found out that they're in a district that maybe doesn't have a football team, and their child really likes to play football, and they want to move to, and maybe they're going to want to move to a new school district because that's going to be really important to them, or they've gotten a job transfer, or there was a job loss, and they're going to have the need to buy or sell. So that's going to be people that might be, on your warm list that aren't going to do it right away, but maybe in the next 6 to 9 months. 20% of your database should be on your warm list. At the bottom of page 15, you're going to create a warm list and start thinking about those people. And there's some questions here that you can ask yourself to help create that warm list for yourself. So you can do that again on your own time, because I want to keep moving this along so we can get to Heather and to community title portion. Page 16 says, how many of these people do you know? Had an increase in family size, have children age 10 and under, have teenage children, have children who've recently left home. Okay, maybe they need to downsize now, are living below their means. With interest rates being so low, people might not know how low the interest rates really are. When I started in the business, the interest rates were about 10%, 12%. Gosh, now they're historically low. So, this might be a good time for someone to move up, asking questions. Hey, I don't know if you guys realize, but the interest rate is such and such, and maybe this might be a good time for you to get into the dream house. Is this your forever home, or maybe this is really a good time to take a look at what you can get out there to increase their home size. Are people getting married? Are people getting divorced? So again, you're pulling this information from other places, other resources, getting in a conversation from Facebook. But anyway, this page 16 will help you. Success habit number 6 is focus on your calls and try to schedule them when people would be expecting you. And what I mean by that is maybe letting people know, saying, hey, Iris, I really wanted to talk to you a little bit more about your real estate holdings or about your neighborhood. I like to, I'll share some information with you. Would it be a good time to talk to you on Thursday at about 10? And then they're expecting your call, and they're going to be ready to take the call, not being rushed. Your best source of business are your active customers. So for those of you that have customers right now, okay, if you are working with people, they're going to be your best source of referrals, because their reticular activity is going to set in. If you buy, or you're planning on buying a new car, do now start noticing more commercials about that car, start noticing more people driving that car. Maybe you're planning a trip to California, and all of a sudden you're starting to see, commercials on TV about California. It's those commercials and those cars were always there, but your reticular activity is setting in. So if they're out looking to purchase or to sell a house, their reticular activity is kicking in as well. And they know people, and they're talking to people that are also looking to buy and sell real estate. So there's something called the circle of I'm drawing a blank on it, like circle of influence, or it's a circle, and we would draw a circle, and we would say that each person in this circle, or each household, knows 4 families they're going to buy and sell real estate in the next year. So again, the best people to talk to and to work with and ask for referrals are the people that are looking to buy and sell right now, because they too are going to be knowing 4 households in aggregate that are going to buy and sell real estate this year. So those are your best customers. I don't know if that makes sense, and most of you don't have your cameras on, so it's hard to see if this is connecting with you. So this is difficult to do. But if you think about it, again, they are probably families that are buying and selling many times are of the same age group that are also knowing people that are buying and selling. Does that make sense? So if you are staying in front of them and asking for those referrals, they're going to be happy. If they're buying from you, they're going to be happy to send you other sources of business as well. Your customer service calls on page 17 are really simple. Again, if you set up a time to make that phone call, hi, Kendra, is this a good time to talk? And then maybe find some common ground, ask some forward questions, hey, with Thanksgiving coming up, are you taking any trips? What's your dream for when this pandemic is over? What's the first thing you want to do? Kind of find some common ground. Then talk about the purpose for your call. Maybe it's a client that you have some business already going on with, so you're talking about an inspection or an appraisal, or maybe it's somebody that you would like to sit down and have a conversation about the market with them, or mortgage, or maybe people you want to kind of get them moved along. Hey, Kendra, you said you were thinking about wanting to start there looking at houses. My suggestion for you is to contact my rep at Diamond Mortgage. He'll really be able to, or she'll really be able to help you out, get you pre-approved so you can feel good when you find that house, because the houses are going so quickly right now. Or maybe calling them up and telling them about that you have an opportunity to share listings with them before anybody else can see them through your McColly Connect, through your tool. So maybe you got somebody that's kind of on the fence and saying, hey, would that be of a benefit to you if I could share some listings with you before they hit the market? I think most people that are seriously starting to look, that would be of value to them, the McColly Connect tool that you have available to you. And then, just closing with thanking them, and, again, ask for the referral. There's nothing wrong with asking for the business. Other professionals ask you guys for the business, so there's nothing wrong with you guys asking for the business as well. So tomorrow, though, you might be asked, like, did you make a call with anybody? So again, practice on a family member if you have to. Get used to asking for that business. Maybe a past coworker, a friend. So you might be asked tomorrow, if you made the call, who you did, why you did, and what was the focus of the call. Did you talk about any of the forward, questions and what you learned from the call? So be prepared to have that for tomorrow in case you are asked. And again, page 18 gives some reasons that you can use to, call your database. Your advocates, we talked about that a little earlier. Again, those are the people that really want to see you succeed. We've given you guys some ideas for thank yous for your advocates, a thank you card, a call, letting them know that you made the initial contact with the person that they gave you. So if somebody gives you a lead and you call the person, don't forget to call them back and thank them for it. I think we get busy and wrapped up, but it's important because they're going to feel good about it, that they helped you out. And then there's 15 post-closing phone calls for your past client list. Again, once the deal's gone and done and closed, it shouldn't end there, because again, then what? You're going to have to continually look for business each year. So once the transaction closes, there's a 2-day follow-up call. I know many people might think, oh my goodness, we got through this transaction. I can't even imagine calling them in 2 days, because what if there is a surprise in the house? Well, that's probably the wrong mindset. You probably should call and make sure that everything did go well. And then, make a call again in 2 weeks once they start getting unpacked. And you'll see through here 6 months and then an annual call. And again, through the systems we have, you have a way to stay in contact with them through the automatic system as well. I like the fun facts section. Again, you can pull some of this from Facebook, but start building a database where you really do have information on each person in your sphere. Not just names, so that you can, relate to them, whether it's, children's birthdays or pets' names. And I get the biggest kick out of when Ron remembers my dog's name. His name is Cosmo. So when he's asked me about how Cosmo's doing today, I think that's pretty funny. So again, you're going to have some fun facts here that you could fill out. Success habit number 7 is to schedule 2 live real estate reviews weekly. And the intention, again, is to show that you're the proactive and trusted advisor. You are not doing a listing presentation for them. It's supposed to really be fun. Going to grab a cup of coffee, getting caught up on the forward questions, and then giving them a simple market update. And that should take no more than 5-10 minutes to prepare through our systems. And everybody loves to know what their neighbor's house is sold for. Or what's going on in their neighborhood. I mean, now that you're in the business, for those of you who are new, don't you get the biggest kick out of everybody asking you, hey, so what happened over here? What's the market on this? Everybody wants to talk to you about real estate because now you are, a trusted advisor. Do you find that you're getting more questions about real estate than you ever did before? It's like all of a sudden, I mean, people would ask me, what's going on in the San Francisco market, to be like, what? I'm over here in Northwest Indiana, but because I'm selling real estate, they think that I know everything about every market, and that's good. I guess that is good, but that's why, these should be just, like I said, fun little sit-downs with people, calling your buddy up and saying, hey, this is what's been going on, and, you might be surprised where that's going to lead. You might say something as part of your service, that you're offering to them is that you offer an opportunity to sit down once a year and give an update of value on their real estate. And we've got some information here for you on page 21. And you can hopefully do it in person. You could mail it, but don't email the information. Okay. So they say in Ninja, don't email the information because it's going to get lost in the shuffle. You know how you have emails that you think, oh my gosh, yeah, I've got a bad habit of that. I told Monica the other day, I never received this. And she said, well, the vendor said you opened it. Well, I got caught in my own trick bag, didn't I? I didn't realize I opened it up, so I got caught up with that. But, that's what happens. You have the best intentions, but you push it, you push it out there. So your best success is going to be either to meet them in person to give them a real estate update or to mail it. And then they'll actually get it in the mail and maybe hopefully take a look at it. Don't be like me. I used to think, well, gosh, a real estate update, that sounds so complicated. Again, it's not. It's a few minutes of taking a look at what's going on in maybe their neighborhood or a neighborhood they might be interested in. Maybe, they've said, oh, I've always was interested in Cedar Lake and Havenwood, or I was always interested in Lake Hills. Maybe give them a little bit of what's going on in that particular market and what the prices are and what's available. There are 5 magic questions here that are numbered 1 through 5 on page 21, and what they are, what are your long-term plans for your home? Okay, do you plan on staying there? Again, that kind of leads into the interest rates are really great right now. Is this your long-term plan? This might be the best time to, start thinking about doing something before interest rates go up, because everything that goes down goes up, right? If you could live anywhere, where would it be? Number 3 would be low interest rates. It's a good time to move into your dream home, maybe. Is real estate part of your wealth plan? So these are questions that you can use whatever you feel comfortable with. And what are the dreams for your kids? Is there college in the future? It's never too late to get started on that, or too early. Success habit, again, number 8 is they schedule the 50 live interviews and try to do that face-to-face. And success habit number 9 is update your database and look for property matches. So updating the database, and again, keeping your ears tuned in to what people might be looking for. Maybe talking to friends. Hey, would you like me to kind of keep an eye? I know you're not looking to do anything really soon, but let me set you up on a search. You might be surprised. Those people that might not be in such a hurry that, you might categorize as those looky-loos might be more serious than you think. The end of page 21 here is, again, practical tips and a review of flow. Your database, again, is what's your central nervous system. You guys are lucky that I can't hear you, because otherwise I'd be calling on you. Your database is, your CRM is your customer relationship management system, and they have to have 3 ingredients. It needs to be mobile friendly, have a calendar, of course, and simple and easy to use, which we feel are tools here, which you'll learn more about as you go along. You'll find that they are very simple to use, because I can use them. What holds us back is the fear, fear of failing. Fear is the pain. And if we're afraid and we're thinking that we're afraid and we feel painful doing this, it's really us thinking about ourselves. What is our mission? Our mission is to create value and to help our friends and family. And if you focus on helping them, your fears will go away. The law of reciprocity is psychologists, that's what I have here. The law, I looked it up, law of reciprocity. Psychologists say when someone does something nice for you, you have a deep-rooted urge to do something nice for them in return. So that works both ways. Be an on-purpose agent. Again, start your day off with scheduling flow activities and getting those live interviews, and getting those emails set up for yourself if you need some assistance. Heather, I believe, set out a tip yesterday to show how easy it is to use our system. Remember, it's going to take 45 to 90 days to see any results at the very least. It's like a diet. We don't see it overnight. It's chipping away at it little at a time. And find what works for you. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. You don't have to do everything we talk about, but you got to do something. So with that, if no one has any questions for me, I guess there might be a chat box. I'm not even quite sure. I think Heather is managing that. You can certainly ask me now or send me an email. And I'm Tracy Parus at McColly.com.